Record. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, so I'll have to check the chat when I'm done, but we'll start here. Let's make sure I can find my thing. Okay. Just unmute yourself if you cannot see my screen. Can you guys see that? Okay. Oops. Hoping you guys can see it. Yeah? Okay, let's see.
Are you sharing your screen?
Can you guys see my screen?
Or something?
Can you see this?
Face.
Oh no. Let's see, I'll try to share again. Okay. How about now? You guys see that? Give me a thumbs up. Yes. Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay. Yep. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Catrina Scott. I'm a 5-star Diamond 2015 Elite Coach. And welcome to our Emerald Rising call. So, a little bit about me. I've had some up and downs in the business, but I would rather be known as the comeback kid than anything else. And what it comes down to is I have this quote here next to me is, the community is what kept me here. So as you can see over here, this is my family. I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I run 2 very successful businesses. One is Beachbody, and the other is I'm a full-time photographer. But the challenge is my husband is gone 96% of the time. So when I first signed up, I was like, yes, I'll do it for the discount, but do not ask me to sell anything. I won't do this if I have to sell something. I just had the mindset that there wasn't enough time to do that. And my gym had just closed, but when I was offered the opportunity, I literally was like, I will never work out in front of my TV. I go to the gym. I was skeptical about Shakeology, and for all honesty, I started P90X 3 times and quit. So I wasn't ready to jump on board other than, sorry, here, I'm trying to mute you guys. Other than to do this for myself. So that's a little bit of where I started, and like I said, moved through the business very quickly. But with all that aside, the foundation of the business does start with Emerald and building a very strong business starts with the Emerald rank. So there we are all at Summit in red, because some of you are probably in that photo. But okay, so why go Emerald? Most importantly, it activates your business centers so that you can start cycling, and you can also start to accrue carryover volume. That as you grow your business, you will be able to cash in as you build your organization. Now, a lot of these calls, if you've hopped on more than one, you've heard probably a lot of this over and over, so I hope it's not in excess repetition. But that is huge as you start to build like your weak leg and you have strong volume on your strong leg, you're cycling more. So even though you're only at $14 as an Emerald, as you increase that and your team volume increases, you can max out at $250 a week just on your team cycle bonus. You still have the opportunity to earn commissions, and those are not capped. So the earning possibility is endless, and it all starts with making that decision to become an Emerald. So after that, like, it's your first big win, as far as it's a huge milestone in your business, because your upline and Diesel Nation, this whole network, gives you mad recognition, and it shows everyone that's kind of watching what you're doing that you're serious about building a business. that you have made the transition into becoming a leader. You are mentoring 2 other people underneath you, and it proves you have success in doing that. Also, that is what it looks like for everybody looking in, but for you on a personal level, it's a major accomplishment. You know, you've proved to yourself that you can do this and that you're ready to grow. Also, when you sign 2 coaches, what I teach my team is that they should be trying to go Emerald every week. Let's sign 2 new coaches every week. And sometimes that can be daunting or seem a lot or too hard. So at least every month, if you sign 2 new coaches to your team every month, and we call it, I do an Emerald Again training once a month, and let's just go Emerald again and again. It's just 2 coaches, you know? And by doing that, if you sign 2 coaches every month, you're only 1 more away, or a challenge pack away, or a performance stack away, or Shakeology on HD away from hitting Success Club, which we all know how important Success Club is, not only it being a foundational part of our business, but, you know, the perks of Success Club and, you know, earning trips and all those things, but you're also helping 3 people get started on their journey, which I started as a discount coach, and I cannot begin to tell you how this opportunity has changed my life. So there you go. It will get you on your way to hitting Success Club if you think about hitting Emerald at least every month. Achieving Emerald status and rank allows you to get company leads. So we are the only MLM, literally in the MLM business, that generates leads to their representatives. So when someone goes out there and purchases from Team Beachbody or Shakeology, Ultimate Reset, or all of our outlets, and they don't designate a coach, meaning they weren't referred to that portion or product, then Beachbody distributes them to their coaches. So they give them to Emerald and higher coaches. Now, there's a few things that have to go on in order to receive those leads. You have to have BOD, Beachbody On Demand. Your business fee has to be current, and you have to be an Emerald coach. And you have to hit Success Club. So if you hit Success Club 5, you will be generated a customer lead. Now that's any subscriptions, you know, anything that doesn't count for Success Club. But they're a customer, they're in your database, and if you love on them, when they do purchase Shakeology or Performance Line or the bars or anything above their subscription, you can generate Success Club points off of that. There's also Success Club leads for when you hit Success Club 10 or higher. You get leads that qualify for Success Club points. For instance, if they purchased a challenge pack when they signed up as a customer. Okay, so once you get those leads, though, it's so important, you guys, that you reach out to them, you love on them, you invite them to your challenge group, find them on Facebook, whatever you want to do, email them, text them, you have all their info. And when you love on them like that and show them our community, remember that was one of the reasons why I never left. I had that community, even as a discount coach in the beginning of my business. They may turn out to your next coach. Let's say they're a customer, they convert to coach, and then they go 5-star diamond, like I did. I mean, I wasn't a lead, but there was enough love in the community that I never left. And even though I went inactive and I was like, I'm out, this is too much, they were like, we're here for you. My upline, my whole team, you know, Christina and Becky were so amazing. They felt like family that I was like, okay, you're right. It's no big deal to just hang in here. So let's see, I think someone's unmuted. So by having that community, I was able to continue to go from coach. I actually was a coach underneath me went diamond before I did. And so the moment I went diamond, I went automatically 1-star because she had been a diamond a whole year prior before myself advancing to diamond. And then I joined the Diesel Nation push to diamond, and it was after Summit. And in 5.5 months, I went from a 1-star to a 5-star. So just telling you to love on your people. Okay, so who do you sign in order to become an Emerald? Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of this a lot, but your mom, your dad, your spouse, your sibling, your best friend, your boyfriend, your coworker, your girlfriend, anyone that's close to you would be a great start in signing as either a coach that wants to work the business or even a discount coach. And when you do this, make sure you sign those people with a challenge pack for a couple of reasons. You get the Success Club points and the commission, but the coach will have enough volume to be active right at the get-go. And you can avoid all the refund paperwork and all of that later if they just sign as a coach. But if, you know, you can avoid the fee altogether if they sign with a challenge pack. Once you've gone through that list of everybody that is super close to you and, you know, everyone you talk to on the daily, then it's time to, if you have any customers that you've signed in the past, it's time to start talking to your customers about the discount. Not just the discount though, it is so important to grow in this business to offer them the opportunity, okay? And I tell my coaches, you owe them that, you know, as a thank you to being your customer. Don't ever think that it would not be worth it to them. Like there's not enough savings in it for them or whatever your limiting belief may be. Don't ever think it might not be worth it to them because maybe they just need the community or, you know, maybe they're your next star diamond. So I say offer it to every single person, coach, customer alike. It needs to be something that you do. It's your responsibility to offer the opportunity. Hold on, I'm talking a lot. So I can't check the chat, so I will when we get there, when we get to a point there. So make sure that you are talking about what you're doing with everyone you run into. I laugh all the time because I always bring it up in the grocery store. When the cashier is checking me out, she's like, oh, you eat so healthy. And I'm like, not really. I just had to make a few tweaks to my diet. Or I'll say, I have a nutrition group coming up, so I'm trying all of these new recipes. I've gotten more customers out and even coaches out of talking about it in the grocery store than anywhere else. So if you're not doing that, do it. And it comes down to just loving what you do and being proud of what you're doing. Like you're changing people's lives. You're helping them to live healthier lifestyles. And so that leads me into speak confidently and with conviction about truly how passionate you are about this. And a lot of my coaches have a hard time with this at first, but when you start, you know, expressing the emotion of how passionate you are about this, it's almost contagious. And people really, really do flock to that and they want a part of it. So make sure you're doing that. And like I said earlier about, you know, you need to drop nuggets everywhere you're going, but mostly on your social media, which I know you guys have done extensive training. And if you haven't, get into the Diesel Nation Academy, and there's an Instagram training, there's a ton of stuff. But in order to focus it towards the business and not just customers, make sure you're always leading with the business opportunity and following up with our products. And what I mean by that, I left you a little fill in the blank here, like I'll read it. This business has done blank for me and my family. It has allowed me to blank, all because, you know, you can kind of fill in the blanks. But I'm going to take a breath and then a drink of water, and I'm going to give you what I tell people. I feel like I'm talking so fast. But okay. So for me, I worked in corporate America. I was a commercial insurance agent. Prior to Beachbody, I worked 12 to 14-hour days with an hour commute each way until I had kids. I had dabbled in photography for a while before that. And when I went full-time in photography was when I decided to go full-time, well, part-time with Beachbody, which turned into full-time. And now I'm even scaling back on photography and I'm pouring because I just love this opportunity. But where it made a major mind shift for me was 2 years ago. So how it ties in, as I say, this business has done so much for me and my family. It has allowed me to do things I cannot even express to you. For example, my father was diagnosed with cancer 2 years ago when I was in the middle of really trying to hit for elite. And had I worked at my old job, I would not have been able to drive him to 3 out of the 5 radiation treatments weekly. Okay, I drove him 2 hours to the appointment, waited for the 2-hour treatment, and drove 2 hours home. You guys, I built my business in hospital waiting rooms and in cancer treatment centers. I built to elite in that time. And from my phone, like when I look back at that opportunity and that freedom, my desk job as an insurance agent, yes, I made great money. I far exceed that now, but I would have been fired. I would have never had that opportunity to spend that time with my dad and my family who needed me so much in that time. And had I been working in corporate America, those would have been, no's, or quit my job or lose my job. And to me, that is like my why has changed in so many ways. But now that's how I talk about freedom and what this business has done for me, that I can work it from anywhere, that there's no obstacle that can't be done, that I get to go help in my kids' classroom every single day. And when you get passionate, that's what I'm talking about, is when you speak confidently and with conviction about what you're doing and how you're helping yourself, your family, and other people's to live that more fulfilling life, all because you went all in on this opportunity. People relate to that, and they love that, and they want that. They need that. We're so cookie cuttered into thinking that we have to go to college and we have to do these corporate America jobs. And maybe this opportunity isn't for everyone, but every time I speak about it, and I speak so passionately about it, people want a part of it, whether it be at a discount level or they're my next star diamond. So that's where I have to go, with just always lead with the business. And then I follow up with, and how amazing it was that being on the go that whole time, like 18 months, I was allowed to work out wherever I was, in my hotel room or whatever, and I got to drink this amazing shake that should be a sin. And that was probably the only thing that kept my body fueled during that time. That was less than a year ago. We finished all of that, and my dad is cancer free. But I'm just saying, like, when you find your why and you find that conviction, you have to lead with that, and then follow up with the amazing products we offer. So that's my little take on who to sign and how to use it. So how to grow beyond, or to Emerald and beyond, like I was just saying, you have to believe in yourself and where you're going. You have to know that, maybe you're sitting here as a new baby coach. You have to believe in yourself as a 5-star diamond, as a 10-star diamond, as a 15-star diamond. You have to see that. And you have to speak it with confidence. You have to speak as if you are in that leadership role as a diamond, as a star diamond. And the way you do that is you educate yourself. We have unlimited resources in our back office. And Christina and Becky do an absolutely amazing job. We are so blessed to have them as leaders, because they give us so much resources and material that if you know what you're offering, you will be able to speak that with confidence. The next thing is you have to have the vision. You have to see yourself as that star diamond. And that's hard for me, because this year we're planning to finish the year end of a 10-star diamond team, 10-star diamond elite team. And sometimes it takes my breath away. But I have to envision that there's no doubt in my mind that we are not a 10-star team. And next year at Summit, I want to be a superstar, 15-star diamond. And I envision that. What's it going to look like when I cross the stage? And for you guys, it might just be diamond. It might be star diamond. Whatever that is, you need to see the vision. And then it comes the manifestation. We all do personal development here, so it's a good group that I don't feel so crazy saying that. But you have to manifest it, and you have to have those affirmations going constantly that you are that leader, that you are an inspiring coach. And once you start to manifest it, it will help you to get over the limiting beliefs, because there are days where I wake up and I have that belief of like, I can't do it. I don't know. Like, I'm not the leader that Melissa Galame is. I'm not the leader that, Christina Delgado is. And it's like, no, stop it. They have all the same resources I do. And better that, they are a community of support and accountability that will help me. So no, you have to learn to get over those limiting beliefs and make it happen. I see the chat going, but I just get a notification. I can't read it. So give me a minute. I think this is my last slide, and then I'll go through the chat. But I'm going to end with the rank of Emerald is a decision, and you just need to make that decision. You are in control of your business. When I did go to college back in the day, and I was a business major. And I will never forget one of my professors, and I'm sure it's written 1,000 places, but I didn't really pay attention, told me that as a business owner, and we were talking employees at the time, but anyway, anyone you bring on to your staff will only do half of what you do. And so you need to ask yourself, are you doing enough? And it's a crazy, crazy thought for me, because there are some mornings when I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I doing enough? And I'm just like, nope. But you can't be hard on yourself. Today's a new day. Let's get up and let's rock it. Let's set up a training. Let's set up a conference call. Let's do one-on-ones. Whatever it is to get them jumping. That's what, like, if you already have some customers and you want them to switch into the coaching role, set up a one-on-one. Put them in a coach sneak peek. Show them how amazing this opportunity is. And make it to where at the end of the day, and you ask yourself, did you do enough? You can say, yeah, because if I did this much and my coaches do half of that, we're only going to grow. And that's a huge gut check moment for me almost every day. And it wasn't until I really turned up the volume after that summit that I knew I could do this. And it didn't mean I had to work every hour of every day. It was just working intentional with the people that wanted to run. And it happened. I mean, my business grew exponentially. And another point is, as you grow a team, it's very important to focus on your strong points. We all have weak points. I can point mine out right now. But if you see in this picture, that's me and Melissa Galame. We're co-founders of Tenaciously Fierce. And that was our team, most of our team that went to Summit there you see behind us. And why I say find your strong points is Melissa and I had gone 3 years into this business. I signed 2 weeks after her. I was her very first coach, her first diamond, her first star diamond. We went elite together. Absolutely amazing woman, okay? She was one of my photo clients. She's actually the one that told me, have you heard of the 21-day fix? And I was like, nope, I don't work out in front of my TV. But anyway, I have always been proof the product works. That's how I believe in this business. That was my strong suit is I can work out, I can do the nutrition plan, I've got this. Her strong suit is running a team page, doing getting started right calls, making the team calendar. I never did any of that. And so when we combined, our business just blew up. So if you don't want to necessarily have a full business partner, I strongly encourage you guys to get a success partner. Someone you can run your ideas, bounce your ideas off of and run through the motions with, that you can weather the hardships and the storms with, because that's how we work. Just because we signed so close in the timeline of coaching together, and obviously she's my upline, it was a no-brainer to be Success Club partners. But then it was like we were sitting on the floor because we were both elite, the summit that we were recognized as elite, and our first time elite. And Shanti was talking and giving his speech about transparency and teamwork, and we both just looked at each other and we didn't have to say anything. We knew it was time to combine forces, and our team is on fire and doing amazing things and helping hundreds of lives a month. It's absolutely insanity. So if you can focus on your strong points and find someone else that might counter your weak points, they can help you balance that, you know, in those struggles, whether in a Success Club partner as well as a business partner. My other thing is that it's so important to educate your followers on what coaching really is. In the beginning, people would ask me, so is coaching like you wear workout pants, you drink a shake, and you sit behind a computer all day? And I was like, yeah, kind of. But it wasn't until I had that mind shift of like, no, coaching is I support people, I hold them accountable, I help them grow in leaps and bounds, personally in their lives, physically in their transformations, you know, through personal development, through support. I try to be inspiring. And when I brainstormed and started writing down all these things, and I'm like, this is what coaching is. I still have that piece of paper in my binder of like, no, this is what I do. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. And maybe I do it in yoga pants. Don't you wish you could work in yoga pants? But it was so important that once I started educating my audience through my posts of what I was doing, how it kind of took a turn. So I encourage you to always be educating your audience of what you're doing. And once you do that, it's like rinse, lather, repeat. Just do it over and over and over again. And help educate your coaches, educate your following. Keep it going, keep it building. And yes, it's going to be hard. Yes, there's challenges in this business. If it were easy, I think Christina said this on the National Wake Up Call this morning. If it were easy, everybody would do it. I don't want it to be easy. I think you should have to work and get in those trenches. But you know, you have to keep going. No matter what, you have to keep going. And that leads me to the final point of it's a decision. So take ownership of this business that you are in control of and make the decision to rise. Go Emerald every week. Go Emerald every month. Whatever it is where you need to meet, you know, for your business, do that and do it over and over and over. And yeah, when it's challenging, lean in, lean on your team, your Success Club partners, and keep going, you guys. And that's how you rise. So let me see if I can get out of screen share and check the chat here. Let's see. Okay. All right. So if there's any question, nope, no questions, just amazing comments. You guys are great. I know we don't have to rush off because we don't have a team call, but if anybody has any questions and you want to drop them in the chat, that's totally cool. Or you can unmute yourself if you want to talk with me. I'm happy to talk with you. Stop share and see. There we go. No questions? Does anybody have any struggles? Anything you're struggling with as far as recruiting or getting to Emerald? No. Here we go. Okay. What do I mean by business partners? So that's where I mean Melissa Galmay and I teamed up together and we combined our teams. So we have one team page for all of our personally sponsored coaches in downline. So she was Team Tenacious, or Team Fierce, and I was Team Tenacious, and we became Tenaciously Fierce. And we run everything cohesively. I help with challenge groups and nutrition planning and all that type of tracker stuff on that side. And she's amazing with making sure there's content and training in our team pages and getting coach sneaks peeks and getting started right calls and all of that. So that way it's lessening the load a little bit. Someone just said challenge groups. Yes, we have ran a couple challenge groups together as well. I think that's, you guys are pinning off of that. Our last one for Live 4, we did an amazing couples therapy where we offered it up to husband and wives. And we went a little deeper within personal development with that, and we're able to really launch our business forward. In what would normally be a slow month of August, we did very well because we sold the beach or the Lift 4 challenge pack with Shakeology to one, and then the performance line to the spouse. So Success Club stayed very, very steady for August, and we had Melissa's team actually advanced 20 elite points last month, and I think a lot of that was challenge group and recruiting and moving our business forward that way. Trouble doing calls to action to coaching. Yes, to offer your viewers with call to action. I'm very straight and to the point, and a lot of times, you know, I say things like, I don't want to drag you along, I want your commitment. And once I have your commitment, I know I can help you grow. That may not be right or wrong, but when you have a call to action into coaching, it's just, hopefully you haven't had objections because you're addressing those things along the way. But when you invite them in, that you have given them so much value within the opportunity that there isn't a doubt. And that's why my relationship building step takes a little bit longer than most, because I'm working on all those things of why I need the freedom of being a stay-at-home mom, and, you know, available for my family at the drop of a hat. And don't you want that too? And I always put that back out there. And when you build that relationship with them, get why they would want that freedom so you can come back to that with them. Or come back to it for them. Let's see. How do I tell my team to invite? Just how I told you guys to invite tonight, you know, speak to everybody about it and be passionate about what you're doing. Whether they're customers or coaching, my main thing of what I do and what I've taught my team is bring them on as a customer. They get that 30-day money-back guarantee if they hate it. And then I tell them to run amazing challenge groups and love on those people like there's nobody's business, and make them fall in love with it, that they want to coach. And then it's getting them into the routine of like that first win, right? That or signing a coach or getting that first paycheck, and really celebrating those small wins of paying for groceries for the week. But it all starts in the challenge group. Like, take yourself back to when you were a challenger and how life-changing that first 5 pounds was. The community, I always go back to the community, because if you can make your challengers feel so incredibly loved and they're doing all this development within their transformation, they're going to want to stay. And there's no reason after 30 days of being in an amazing challenge group and having a transformation that they wouldn't want to switch to the discount coach opportunity. And that's why I take my business a little slower, in that once they're the discount coach, it's okay, let's get them that first win. They sell their first challenge pack and they get that response of someone saying, you changed my life, because that's what kept me there, kept me here. When they hear that, it's like, okay, let's get them the second win. And it's, you know, and then they're off and running, because by that time they've been doing this 3 or 4 months and they know that it's just amazing, that it is an incredible opportunity. And my team has followed that to suit very well, and then they've ran with it and done the same. Oh yeah, okay, so how to stay organized on top of everything. So practically being a single parent, I mean, no, I love my husband dearly. He loves his job too, you know, and me, but it's just his job, he's gone all the time. And with 2 kids going 2 different directions and 2 businesses, yes. The only thing that I've come to terms with of how to stay organized, I mean, you can look around, I have notebooks and lists everywhere, calendars as huge as the wall. All of that is great. but when it comes down to it is time blocking. So if you haven't read the 12-week year, I suggest that you go read that, because time blocking is what saves my life. I will set my day up the night before in sometimes 1 hour increments, 2 hour increments, giving a little bit of leeway because I know I have to drop off and pick up and soccer mom and everything. But time blocking is where it really lies for me, because I know that I have 1 hour here to work my business, 1 hour there to work my business. And that might be, for that day, it might be 30 invites. It might be loading all my posts into my challenge groups. And, you know, all the way down where I don't do the same thing every day when I work my business. There's just no way that some days an inviting day, some days a follow-up day, because there's sometimes I only have 2 to 3 hours to work my business in the whole day. And I have to do it with time blocking. So yes, 12-week year. I think it's up on my shelf. I don't remember who wrote it. But let's see, does anybody else have anything? It's by Michael Linnington and Brian P. Morgan. You know, it's a good book when I have it on Audible and paperback or hardcover or whatever, but okay.
What was that book again? You
The
cut out a little
12-week
bit.
year. It talks all about organization and organizing your time. The 12-week year. Okay, let's see. Advice on posting about the business if you're not quite making an impactful income yet. Yes. I don't ever, it's so funny. My team just asked me last week if I would be willing to share my numbers. And I never thought that I needed, like, that it was good or bad to share my numbers. I just never did it because no one asked. And so I've never shared anything about my income, just time. And so the other elements, of course, you really want to hit on. We have the most amazing supportive community ever, and your transformations and what it's done for you mentally because of personal development, and physically because of our workouts. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but as a coach, if I don't get up and do my workout and hold myself accountable that way, I know my people are watching because they text me or load in the challenge group like, hey girl, why didn't you work out today? I totally did, I just didn't log it, or whatever, drink your shake or whatever. So if you're not sharing all of those insights, you know, they don't have to be posts. Utilize your story. That's a huge thing nowadays. People are really wanting, you know, to just kind of see things through your story. Monica Lopez's training on the Instagram training is phenomenal. How she talks about your tiles being your storefront. Throw everything else in your story. But you don't always have to lead with income. Just lead with the opportunity of helping other people through coaching. It doesn't have to come back at all to money, other than, you know, that you get a discount for doing so, and, you know, you're rewarded for really helping, and in most cases saving people's lives. I know that sounds, when I say that, I'm like, is that cliche? But it's really not, because this business has saved me, my marriage, you know, me as a mom 1,000 times over in the last 4.5 years. And hands down, no amount of money, I say all the time, I would still do this for free. So you don't always have to fall back on an impactful income if you're not cycling yet, or whatever the reason going into that is. Just know that there are so many, and just do a little brainstorm tree. There's so many other impactful aspects of this business besides the money. Let's see, anything else? Nope. All right, guys. Well, what I will do is I will put the recording up. You guys now know my name, and if you have any questions, feel free to message me, or I have a lot of other coaches, even outside Diesel Nation, ask, hey, can I be a fly on the wall in your challenge group? I totally don't mind that at all. If you want to see how I run a challenge group, and you know how that works, because that's where it all starts for me, is within the challenge group. All right, you guys are so very welcome. Have a great Monday night, and I hope to see you all soon, and the best of luck in your business.